Well, hello. Today we are at the Intergalactic Conference on Experimental Planets, Part 2. And I am Valentine, your host tonight. And it's just such an exciting evening. We actually, this time, the experimental planet we call Earth, where you have all these rather odd beings, we're actually interviewing them. Last time we took sort of a snapshot look at their lives. Now we're going to interview them. And we have our very first Earthling is actually going to be here on the spaceship. It's just so exciting. So let's meet our first ever spaceship boarding Earthling.
Hello, Valian.
Well, hello, and what's your name?
My name's Rich.
Oh, Rich, how nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'd shake hands, but you don't seem to have one.
No, we just have toes. We don't have hands.
Ah.
So, you brought with us some interesting information about Earthlings.
Yes, I certainly did. I brought a special tape for you all to enjoy. It's about what Earthlings call being on a date. So,
a date.
Yes, and in particular, Earthlings are very nervous about dates that go badly. So last year, I and two other Earthlings, Mike Hall and Charlotte Hovart, put together a tape. Charlotte and I went out in Davis Square and we asked Earthlings to tell us about their worst date, and then Charlotte and Mike edited the tape together. Thank you, Charlotte and Mike. So perhaps
we should look at that.
Perhaps you can show us that tape
For
that I brought
Valentine's
to the Valiants.
Day Massacred.
On a sunny Saturday afternoon, just before Valentine's Day, we were in Davis Square in Somerville to talk to people about their worst dates.
Hi, folks.
Hey,
I've given up on love.
you ever had a date gone sour?
My worst date was no date. I got stood up twice, and I'm close to giving up. This close.
All right.
So, but I have my dog,
Yeah.
and, we can't really make love, but we do kiss. So, that's pretty romantic. Plus, we go for long walks, and we play Frisbee together. So, I really can't complain all that much, but still does kind of stink.
Oh, but maybe there was somebody before, who was all, Mr. Wrong or Mrs. Wrong. What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Angel.
Angel. Angel seems very nice.
She is. She really is the love of my life, I couldn't ask for somebody more loyal, more trustworthy, more beautiful. Oh, look, I have a phone call.
I dated this guy once, and, he was actually my boyfriend for a long time, which is really sad.
Hello? Hello? Yeah? Are you the love of my life?
But our first date, he asked me, where I wanted to go to dinner, and I was like, I don't really care, I'm a vegetarian, so I want to go to, somewhere where I can get some vegetarian food, and he brings me to a steakhouse.
Will you be my Valentine? He said, I will. Wow.
See? There you go.
And then he made me watch him eat steak throughout the whole meal. I think that was my worst first date.
But then he became your boyfriend, so...
Yeah,
so...
he probably wasn't very smart. I was in high school.
Oh.
I gotta go. All right, let me call you back, Wayne. That's Wayne.
All right,
He's not really my lover, but he wishes he was.
All right, so I was planning to propose to my wife on the weekend, and I had planned something really romantic, but I don't remember what happened, but I had to leave town, so I had to propose quick because the diamond that I had gotten for her had a month return date, and we wanted to be sure to be able to return it. We were going to see Dave Matthews, and I decided I don't want to propose for Dave Matthews, but it's my only choice to be romantic at all. So we were driving to the concert, and we got in a traffic jam, and we were stuck dead still, and I started to think, well, I don't want to leave the ring in the car because it might get broken into. So she said she was hungry while we were stuck in a traffic jam, and I pulled out the ring and gave it to her, and she was disappointed because she really was hungry, but she said yes, so it was a good end, and that's the story.
We came back to my room, and she had been having a little bit to drink and to smoke, which is just a terrible combination. And she tried to, give me oral pleasure and threw up on my junk.
The worst date was with a man who had recently separated from his ex-wife, and he spent the entire date telling me the history of their very unsatisfying sexual life in great detail, and all of the efforts that he went to try and change that. And so it was actually, and at the end he was like, did I say too much? And yes, he had.
I have not seen her since, happily. I made her pay for breakfast the next day. That is the advantage. If they throw up on you, you can totally get breakfast out of them.
You probably want to ask this guy here, because I'm an old married man. I haven't had a date in a long time.
I'm going to decline.
Oh, no.
Yeah, why would I want that on television?
Well, I don't know.
What's your worst date?
What's my worst date?
Yeah.
My worst date was really just kind of like uncomfortable the whole time. Yet, I just persisted in doing the date, and it's like, obviously it was going nowhere, Yeah, but I didn't spill anything on anybody.
That's it?
That's it.
That's the best you got?
That's the best I got.
It's like a horrible story.
I know.
Yeah, sorry.
None for you?
No, all my dates are fantastic.
So, the coldest night of the year, many Januaries ago, I was on a date with a woman I barely knew. We were both trying really hard to like each other. It was sort of a first date. And unfortunately, I'm lactose intolerant, and she had cooked like this quiche thing with, milk on the side and some, I don't know what else. And unfortunately, as we were checking that out, we started a fire, except the flue was not open. And so the room started to fill with smoke. All the alarms went off in the building. We had to run and try to open the windows, which we couldn't open until finally I sort of broke one open, and all the smoke started dashing out, and all the -5-degree air started coming in. Meanwhile, everything in the kitchen, which I wasn't going to be able to eat anyway, started burning. And as it burned, more different kinds of interesting aroma smoke filled the room. So as the fire smoke was ending, the new smoke started from the kitchen. Ultimately, I sat down and tried to eat this food that was really not going to agree with me, and it was cold and burned. And needless to say, it was not a hot date.
Wow.
If anybody's out there watching and you're interested, give me a call, 617-894-1092. I'm single, available. As you can see, I'm pretty hot, so call me. And I have a great personality.
Did you ever have any bad dates?
I can't think of any bad dates we had, except when.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, can you?
I can't think of any dates in my life. That's the problem. I can't think at all.
You're pregnant. You have an excuse.
Right.
Anyway, I guess evidently whatever bad dates we had were not sufficient to deter us from getting married and having children. So
That's true.
it's a happy ending.
Good. So even bad dates can end good. Well, hello and welcome back to the spaceship from Valentine. And this is Dead Air Live. And the Somerville Producers Group is sponsoring the Intergalactic Conference of Experimental Planets. And we are watching Earthlings and seeing what they do with each other. So we're going to go. We have Mike Hall did a tape and sent it in. He's not here to introduce it himself like Rich was, but we're going to go and watch Bridgewater.
So, It's the early morning of the 4th of July. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
What are we up to today?
Well, today we're going to Bridgewater, Massachusetts. We're going to witness a 4th of July parade, and we're hoping that the residents of Bridgewater will not hold back on us and will express their patriotic fervor to the fullest degree possible.
No, that's not the idea. Well, the idea is to go and film a parade.
Okay, Charlotte, turn the camera around and start talking about this
Okay,
project.
you interview me.
I'm eating breakfast. And by the way, the camera was tilted. What is this? I'm going to zoom in on the strawberries.
No, you take over the camera and you interview me. So it's an experiment, what we're going to do. It's an experiment in filmmaking. Because I feel as a filmmaker that it very much depends on the filmmaker what ends up in a documentary if you make a documentary. So it's actually about reality. It's a reality check that we're going to do today. So if two people set out to film the same thing with the same, with the same goal, which is in this case to shoot the 4th of July parade here in Massachusetts. What do they come home with? What do they take home? Is it the same thing? Is it the same chunk of reality? Or does it turn out that we make completely different things altogether? So that's what we're going to find out. But what does it mean to you personally? What do you celebrate on the 4th of July?
Well, I celebrate my freedom as an American citizen. I consider there to be a lot to be thankful for, and this is one day of the year in which I think about how fortunate I am to live in this country.
And you really feel that and think that?
Yes, I do. Now, is it the greatest country? No, there are many problems in this country and caused by this country throughout the world. You could say that the United States is probably one of the most disruptive countries in the world, and I'm not proud of that. But if possibly I could make a difference, then I should try to do so, and not to put it down or to give up on the United States. I'm a part of this country, so it's something that the citizens of this country are my family. And as a family, we have to work together to try to make it as good a place as possible.
So today you celebrate that you're part of this big American family?
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you here? What are you celebrating?
We are celebrating Independence Day and our victory against the British, I guess.
And that's really what you feel when you're out here today?
Pretty much, yeah. Self-determination, freedom of choice, and the Constitution, which is the most important. And that's about it. Thanks.
We're judging the parade floats.
You're judging the floats?
Yes, we are.
And what are the criteria that you use to judge a float?
Well, we just happen to have it right here.
Okay.
They have effort, costuming and uniforming, and independence, freedom, and democracy theme.
Yes.
Right? And we also have the children on the bicycles and the baby carriages.
Yes.
We're judging that as well.
This is Alexandria. It's the first 4th of July. First parade, which is all decked out and ready to go.
And is this your first parade, or are you a regular?
I'm from East Bridgewater.
And you come here every year?
Yeah, come here every year. Very good parade. Good for the kids. Good for the kids.
What do you celebrate on a day like today?
Our independence, God, my family, our troops.
Great. And you're all there to support all that. Yeah.
Love.
Love. Okay. Well, that's beautiful, isn't it?
I think people in general are more excited about the 4th of July this year with the war going on. People are much more willing to participate in things on the 4th of July and celebrate the fact that we're free and not taking it so much for granted as they have in the past.
And that goes for you too, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to our spaceship. Well, wasn't that just lovely? Thank you, Mike. If you want to see the rest of that tape, you're just going to have to wait for the next show. Next, we have Allison and her twin sister. And this is a surprise tape. Nobody's ever seen it before, so we're looking forward to this tape. So let's watch Allison and her twin sister and see what they're doing.
Santa Claus, why are you going to record us? We can't sing. Do you want me to go get the book? The night before Christmas. Do you want me to go get the book? It's lost.
What book?
The night before Christmas.
Oh, we've got to find that so I can read it.
We already know where it is. I don't. Where? I'll go get it. It's upstairs in my bedroom. You better go get it. You better hurry.
Do you want to read that?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes. Take a picture of it. Take a picture of my baby.
What is your name?
Brianna.
And how old are you, Brianna?
Happy holiday.
Huh?
I'm 6.
And are you in school?
This hand is supposed to be on this side. But they're not the same. I bring you both things. Here's the night before Christmas. I accidentally bring this record in. Here's the night before Christmas. Also, we need the real book. I have to go put this record away. Dad, it's just it's not the book of it. We get the red Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you saw its beauty, say, I love
Is that the night before Christmas?
It's not the book of it. The
Oh,
record.
that's-
Record of book, but
Does
it
it
has
have the words?
yes, words.
Well,
Words. But I think Rudolph's better. No, Allison. Let's read Rudolph instead. But don't you like Rudolph? I'm gonna Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Brie doesn't like your leader of Rudolph.
is that true, Bree?
No. Yeah, she doesn't like Rudolph. Looky. That's Christmas Eve.
Oh, camera up too.
I think you're going to be on 3. I'm not sure, but you'll see the light. It's this one or that one.
No. And look who we have on board now, Zena. How nice to see you. Well, I'm Valian, and we're just so pleased to have Zena tonight. And what did you bring with us to show us more about our experimental planet, Earth?
I brought some minutes in a merry-go-round in Paris.
Oh, a merry-go-round in Paris. Well, let's see what a merry-go-round is, because we don't even know. Welcome back.
Oh, that worked. Hi.
Well, hello. Here is our next victim. We have another Earthling with us. We found a very populated section of the planet here in Somerville, Massachusetts. So, Charlie, I understand that's your name.
That is my name. What's yours?
Valian.
Valian?
Yes.
That stands for very alien.
I'm from the planet Valentine.
Oh, Valentine. Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Nice color, suitable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you brought something with us for us today?
I did. I brought a tape. This is a tape from 22 years ago. Another Valentine's show. This one was hosted by our mascot, Bobby Watson, who's a skeleton. And in this tape, Bobby sings a song. He sings "The Man I Love," accompanied by Deborah Polikoff on the piano, who was also a member of the group at the time.
Oh, so is Bobby a member or not a member?
Yes.
Let's
Bobby has
see
a lot of
Bobby
members.
singing.
In keeping with our Valentine's night show, we'd like to present a little Valentine song for all my sweethearts out there. Ready, maestro? Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at me and smile, I'll understand, and in a little while he'll take my hand. And though it sounds absurd, I know we both won't say a Maybe I shall meet him Sunday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still I'm sure to meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Who would you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. Thank you, Deborah. We'd like to thank the Elizabeth Peabody's House after-school program kids for their Valentines on the piano, that extra little touch. And now...
Well, hello and welcome. We are halfway through the Intergalactic Conference of Experimental Planets, and today's planet is Earth. And we are interviewing people, and we have another interview today. JoJo of the Somerville Producers Group interviewed Vera DeAngelis, who's going to be 100 years old on February 14th, the day of my planet, Valentine's Day. So we're going to actually go ahead and we're going to listen to Vera talk about what it's been like to live on planet Earth for 100 years.
1907. My name is Vera DeAngelis. I've lived in this house 68 years, and I came to Somerville in 1925. I was born in Italy.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
We were 12 children, 6 boys and 6 girls.
And where were you? Were you the youngest?
I'm the 7th child. When I was 13 years old, we used to go home for lunch. And then we'd go back again. So I heard them say, the molasses house broke and it went down Charter Street. And I said, oh, I'm going to go and see it. Well, I went up to Charter Street. I didn't go to school. I went there. And I saw horses. I saw houses going down the hill from up the Charter Street down to Commercial Street. Going right down to the park. There used to be a park there, still there I think it is.
Yes.
Going right down there. My husband was my brother's friend, and he was 6.5 years older than me, and we were small then. We couldn't compete with those boys. So he says to me one day, he says, how about going out with me to a show? I says, yeah. So he says, I'll meet you at Haymarket Square, 7 o'clock. I didn't go. No, I just thought he was fooling her, I was fooling him.
How
So,
old were you?
I was 16 years old. So when he saw me the next time, he says to me, you stood me up. He said, I was waiting there for 1 hour for you. So I didn't say anything because I was wrong. So he says to me, well, next Saturday, you meet me there and we'll go to a show. So I did go, and we went to the Lancaster Theater in the West End. So then he took me home.
Did he kiss you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
To myself, it's about time after 4 or 5 dates, you kissed me now. I guess he was afraid I'd run away.
That's okay.
I had 8 children in 18 years. In 100 years, these are the happiest moments of my life. When I was running after President Kennedy's car, when I was on Hanover Street and the Pope came by, and I was waving to him with my 8 children. They were the happiest moments of my life, but it was hard work. 3 grandchildren. I have 65 great-grandchildren.
how many?
65.
65.
And I have 3 great-great-grandchildren. 5 generations. Love to see my grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren grow up. Thank you for making my life so wonderful, God. And I want to wish everybody good luck.
You are beautiful.
Where I am.
Joaquin!
Hey, how are you?
Good! Welcome aboard!
Where I am.
You're in the Valian spaceship.
And who are you?
I'm Valian.
Oh.
Of course. I'm from the planet Valentine.
Oh,
And
yes.
we're interviewing Earthlings.
Like me?
Like you.
Wow.
We take any Earthling that wants to come aboard.
Sure.
And some that don't quite want to come aboard, actually. So, but we understand you have a tape to show.
Oh, yes. And it's a quiet story. I believe you will love it. And, it's a surprise for you. So,
Okay.
better watch it.
If we don't like it, you may not get returned to Earth. Or maybe if we like it, we won't return you. We'll check that out. Okay, Joaquin has a tape for us.
Hi everybody, welcome to my place. I'm Joaquin Hernandez, a member of the Somerville producer group, and tonight we are producing a show, a segment for a show called Dead Air Light TV, and we are in my apartment, of course, in Somerville. Okay, so tonight's supposed to have to be something spooky, dark, terrible, horrible, but forget about it. Let's get rid of that terrible background and let's talk about love and broken hearts. Okay, so now let's start with love, okay? What can I say? I love Somerville, I love Boston, New England, and beyond that, there are too many reasons why I fell in love, with this beautiful area. The story started a couple years ago when I came from Mexico. I didn't know that Somerville exists, but for the destiny, I got an apartment here, and since then I have been living in Somerville. I love the area, I love the people, I love everything about Somerville. So I love things that I love about here. I love the stories, things that had breaking my heart several times. One of the first things that I fell in love, I remember, public transportation was beautiful, reliable, and even I was the last person, or the only person waiting the last bus, that bus will wait for me. So it's a great reason to fall in love with public transportation in the Boston area, the metropolitan area, But what happened? The fares went to $1, then $1 something, and now they with the Charlie car, blah, 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 blah. You know the story. So the T and the NDTA, they broke my heart. So what else, I fell in love with a guy that for 3 years, he took care for Massachusetts. He seems to be a really nice guy, take care for the state, have a good judgment. He's really smart, but again, he broke my heart, the day when he sacrificed, the freedom of thousands of illegal immigrants, just for have better chances to become a president. How I can forget about the Boston Red Sox. I have the chance to see them win, after 80 and something years, probably 86 years. Wow, what a story. I love that day, but again, 1, 2, 3 seasons later, they broke my heart, So, nothing new. Lately, as I can say, just give me a minute and I will remember. Oh yeah, I remember now. I fell in love with something that used to be 3x4 radio show, and now it's 16x9. Yes, that little square, used to be heavy and big, called TV. Now they are really thin and LCD and plasmas. Okay, so I fell in love with the TV and the shows. And I decided, why don't be a part of the TV? So one day I walked in Union Square and a little place called SCAT, So what a surprise, for $10 you could do any course, related with the TV production, computers, graphic, awesome stuff, So I cannot complain, SCAT is something that never had broken my heart, So I'm really glad to have become a SCAT member and be able to produce TV for you guys. So you feel like you love TV that much, you want to share your stories, your ideas, something that you really love, I believe SCAT is the place for you. And you don't live in Somerville, and you live in Cambridge, another place, I'm sure will be a public access television close to you, and they never will break your heart. So I love Somerville, I love Boston, I love the metropolitan area, I love New England, and New York, why not, Once I fell in love with their towels, twin towels, they were beautiful towels. I took several pictures. I was in the observation deck like twice, but the day that they fell, they broke my heart. But don't be sad. Something good came after that, Days, weeks later, just to walk on the street and see the people, with the candles, the memorials, and you can see the soul of these people, the unity. And it's when I discovered that behind that whole people that doesn't speak with each other, was more than that, something that have all the Americans and the immigrants together. So that day is when I discovered how much I love Boston, United States, and their people, lovely people. So it's when I discovered, that's no matter your nationality, you are part of America, because America is with all of us, all the people, Somerville, Boston, Arizona, Chicago, here, there, all of us are part of this big country. So the truth, this country without people won't be anything. So again, you wanna do something cool, join to your community access TV station and start doing TV for you, your family, and for the rest of the people. It's practically free. Just have to find the time, walk in, and just do it. I love this cat. I love Dead Air Light TV. Thank you, guys.
Just follow me.
My mic is up.
Well, look what we have with us today.
Nice colors.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Nobi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm Valian.
Hi, Valian.
And I understand you have a tape.
Yes, I made a little tape showing how, because of love and procreation, we've come this far, and it's called The Evolution of Mankind.
Ooh, it's all about the history of Earthlings. Let's watch this tape.
Thank you.
Hello, Nobi, you're on camera. Hi.
Hey, Valian.
And you must be Joe.
Yeah.
So, well, how is that? You know, it's nice that somebody finally introduced where Earth is because, you know, us intergalactic people don't really know where Earth is.
I'll just take a left at Saturn. You can't miss it.
Okay. And I hear you're going to give us a real special view of a special part of Earth, huh?
Yeah, it takes everywhere from my family to Vegas, including a wedding and a little kid dancing.
Okay.
It's pretty
Let's
cool.
go check out Joe's Vegas wedding. Well, Joe, now what was going on?
I don't know. I saw the little kid running.
He was
and I
running
think I
pretty
saw my mom,
fast.
but I think it might have just not tracked right. I don't know why that would happen.
Well, you know,
But fortunately,
Earth is still trying to sort out these technology elements.
should be on standard plane.
There's these elements of technology that these Earthlings just haven't sorted out.
Well,
So-
that surprises me, but I know we got lots of other films here.
Well. Oh, you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see what comes up over here. You like my spaceship? See? Whoops, wait a minute. I
That's a
think you
mighty
can't see
pretty
the spaceship
you
till
got there.
I show you my little spaceship. Yeah.
Well, what's going on right here is these are dances from Scituate, actually, I believe, and from a party. And they're going on, and of course it always goes back. They're dancing really fast, and now kids that look like they've probably had too much caffeine, especially this little critter right here, and going on. And of course, what picture of Earth would be complete without Graceland and the souvenir booth? Now here's a friend of mine making coffee in Vegas with the dog Ginger. And here we have the Statue of Liberty, which is in Las Vegas, by the way. And here is at the Bellagio, where there are 50-foot people in front of the Capitol building. Again, the train, spitting water, and there's Owen again, smashing them cymbals. Yep, he's about the cutest thing on earth. Go play with the knobs, run around in circles, jump up and down. And more cymbals, okay. And while this is a friend of mine, Nick. He's from Somerville. And there's a friend of mine, Stash, too, and they're singing. And there's my Vegas wedding. And if you look over in the left-hand corner, you would have seen Elvis if it wasn't so damn fast. And then there's the Grand Canyon. And, you know, these films are more interesting when they're faster. You don't take time with details or plot or anything. Just show everything at once. And there's my mom. And my aunt and my uncle, and there we go.
And do
It's
they move
beautiful.
that fast all the time? I just got to ask you that
For the
question.
most part, yeah.
Do they? Oh,
I grew up pretty fast.
Okay. Well, we're just waiting here, waiting to grow up. I think that Earth is, you know.
Well, I'm sure now we have another film coming up.
You think so?
I think so too. And who's this film by?
Wonder, what's this one? Who's this film by?
But I think this film would be by Matt Carlson.
Oh, Matt Carlson. You know, he's
Now you might like
a little
Matt,
shy though.
but he takes his time, so you might understand something from this movie.
Oh, okay. Well, he doesn't like to show his face on the set.
Yeah, well, it's a shame. He's a good-looking guy.
Him out one of these days.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we present to you the premier weather forecasting groundhog in the world, the seer of seers, the prognosticator of prognosticator, Punxsutawney Phil.
Are you ready for this? Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. On this Groundhog Day, February the 2nd, 2007, a large throng of faithful followers of Phil have gathered here on Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, to await the appearance of Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, the king of groundhogs, Lord High Potentate of all Marmota monarchs, and wee Jack extraordinaire, weather prognosticator without peer or fear. At 7:28 a.m., Groundhog President William Cooper tapped 3 times on the burrow entrance, alerting Phil to the fact that his vast world of fans was eager for him to appear and make his prognostication. Graciously, Phil made a grand exit from his burrow and greeted his new friend and handler, Benedict Hughes. Ben, who was delighted to see him looking so fit,
Cut to the chase!
gleefully held him high so he could greet the cheering minions, then handed him to John Griffiths, his other handler, who was equally delighted. John, after an affectionate welcome, sat him upon the old oak stump. From high atop his lofty abode, he viewed his adoring fans and signaled them a happy Groundhog Day. He then turned to President Bill and engaged him in some friendly banter in groundhogese about Punxsutawney weather. The exchange concluded with Phil selecting the scroll, which reads, El Nino has caused high winds, heavy snow, ice, and freezing temperatures in the west. Here in the east, with much mild winter weather, we have been blessed. Global warming has caused a great debate. Mild winter makes it seem just great. On this Groundhog Day, we think of one thing. Will we have winter or will we have spring? On Gobbler's Knob, I see no shadow today. I predict early
Well, welcome back. And I just wanted to introduce you to some of the crew that were working today. You know, here's our little alien over here, Alien A, and here's Alien J. And A and J have been just having fun helping us put on this intergalactic conference on experimental planets, specializing on Earth. And did you enjoy this today? And did you have a good time?
Yes.
Well, we're going to go and visit, and we're going to look at a lovely little love song from Cambodia. And we're going to say good night to all of you, and we want to thank Dead Air Live for beaming us down to Somerville and the Somerville Producers Group. Thank you and good night.
នមក
លាក់ជប់សិនលាក់
មានកាយទៅបងម៉ា
ខ្ញុំចង់ប្រាប់រឿងមួយដល់លាក់
រឿងអីទៅបង
ណាលាក់ចង់ស្ដាប់ខ្ញុំច្រៀងទេ
អូយច្រៀងផងអីច្រៀងយីកែឬមួយក៏ច្រៀងអាយ៉ៃ
ច្រៀងបទសម័យ
តាមបាច់ស្ដាប់ទេសម្លេងមេតកោអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំរវល់ណាស់ចាំល្ងាចទេតោះទៅនៅអេនអនស្អីជាមួយទេចិនរឹកណាស់
យីឯងច្រៀងព្រោះប៉ុណ្ណឹងដែរថាឯងសំឡេងដូចគោ
ណែពួកឯងកុំសូវជឿប្រុសពេក
ហើយមានរឿងអីចេះដើរចុះដើរឡើងណាអូយឈឺក្បាលដើរចុះដើរឡើងអញ្ចឹងហើយមានរឿងស្អីទៅ
អូយខ្ញុំចង់ប្រាប់រឿងមួយ
ឥឡូវនេះគេទឹកដល់ច្មោះហើយមានតែឯងទេទើបអាចជួយគ្នាបានរឿងអីដឹងតែជួយហើយតែជួយស្អីជួយស្អី
បងម៉ាក់ចេះច្រៀងដែរ
ស្ដាប់បទលេងសំលេងទឹកហូរបេះដូងបងធ្ងោសួររកម្ចាំងស្នេហ៍ក្រអូបក្លិនអមដែលដុះក្នុងស្រែបងដូចទីក្លិនផ្កាទីក្រុងបងជាងក្របីស្រីទូលក្អមទឹកបងទួយគុណភ្លឹកសម្រស់ចរណៃដំណើរលវត់វន់ដូចគីណរេលើខ្នងក្របីគួចឲ្យស្រីស្ដាប់សារភាពចាញ់ហើយចម្លើយដួងចិត្តបងលួចស្នេហ៍ស្និទ្ធអមស្រែភក្តីអ្នកស្រែដូចគ្នាសូមជាប់និស័យបងជូនក្របីចងដៃដល់អូបងជិះក្របីស្រមៃធ្នមអូនថាបានថាបស្ងួនមាត់បាំងស្នេហាការព្រៃវាលស្រូវជួយធ្វើមេបាបងស្រូបក្លិនផ្កាអមស្រែបរិសុទ្ធ សារភាពចាញ់ហើយចម្លើយដួងចិត្តបងលួចស្នេហ៍ស្និទ្ធអមស្រែភក្តីអ្នកស្រែដូចគ្នាសូមជាប់និស័យបងជូនក្របីចងដៃដល់អូបងជិះក្របីស្រមៃធ្នមអូនថាបានថា